behind the face. We'll have a live report next. Oh. Jesus.
I have been here since, what, 3:30 this morning?
Yeah.
And it is now, I don't even know what time it is, 9:45. I'm exhausted. I've run out of things to say. It is snowing, and it sucks here.
Angelica, welcome to Real Milwaukee. That's Real Milwaukee. You're getting a standing ovation. Yes.
Sorry, I have a bad cold. It's not catching though.
We're recording right now.
Oh, you're recording? Oh, that's too bad. I didn't even realize that was a camera. Sorry about that. You come to Chicago, you get a cold.
An absorbing game.
Yeah, definitely. I think we thoroughly deserved it as well. The amount of corners and set pieces we had in the first half was brilliant. Sorry about that.
I'm going to take a bite.
Talk sports.
А этот вот асфальт, он ходит. Вот сейчас.
Connie Michaels, mixologist, plays some football up here.
Yeah, it sure is nice playing under a retractable glass.
Go ahead. I'm not going to get in trouble. It worked in practice. How did he get
And the defensive line, defensive tackles and defensive ends that Clemson has, they get enough pressure on Jameis Winston. Maybe he makes a mistake, and I think Clemson wins it all.
And possibly the loss.
You can still see the tire tracks here where the cattle rustler pulled up to this entrance.
Yeah, you can see that thin overcast trying to, whoa!
The two brands, the ball and our hard work. So, in conclusion, I'm going to be taking you through the court being the first stage, second stage of us.
Excuse me, guys.
Holy Christ!
What happened?
Oh, I thought it was back. He's hitting the face of the camera.
Joakim Noah coming up huge in the final 4 minutes of this game. Offensive rebounding also key for the Bulls. They had 20 boards.
Olha aqui no buraco, olha a quantidade de abelhas. Ai, tô sendo ferroada. Isso já aconteceu com várias pessoas, inclusive, que passaram por aqui. Olha, a situação realmente tá complicada. Já ligaram para o Corpo de Bombeiros, já ligaram para a Secretaria de Meio Ambiente, mas até agora nada foi feito.
Want to be careful driving through that much water, and you know what, you got to thank Dan Elliott for you being there. He's the one that noticed that this morning, so if you get nailed and come back all wet. Exactly.
Ya davet edilmiş ve der ki ne kadar manevi toplantıya katıldıysam Türkmen Yunus'un ayak izini önümde gördüm diyor. Yani Mevlana Hazretlerinin bile aşık olduğu. Aman yarabbi, ne konuşuyoruz.
Όπου βρίσκομαι, πολλοί λόγοι υπάρχουν, όχι ένας. Ο Θανάσης δεν ξυπνά, ούτε πρόκειται να ξυπνήσει. Οι Έλληνες κοιμούνται με τα παπούσια στο κρεβάτι.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Well, let's
It's okay.
I'm sorry. I just caught something. I can't stop laughing.
We have to take a little bit of a break because we're talking serious business. You can't do this to me. Where's Dow? Dow, get out here. Dow is good.
Are you okay? I just started laughing and I couldn't stop. I'm sorry.
Okay. See you later now. Go take a break. I've got work to do.
Oh my God.
सुनिए, हम सब एक फन नहीं प्रमोद मैं बता रहा हूँ बहुत समय लगेगा उन्हें लगाने में प्रमोद तिवारी जी जा रहे थे बाहर क्योंकि
Korea.
It's really a cool environment, guys. We're going to send it back to you in the Toasty Warm studio.
Plow drivers like it. They've been able to come in and really clear the streets really nicely. In fact, they've cleared it so much that people have put on their scarves and their hats and their big coats, and we've seen a couple of people walking down the street now that they've been plowed. We've seen a couple of people jogging down the street, and they are on the street because the sidewalks are still pretty thick. Now, we spoke to some people earlier today about...
No one's going the exact speed limit. I would say around 40 miles an hour. Some people are going even slower than that. So it's extremely slippery. I actually just fell on the pavement, and that's the same thing that's happening on the roadways.
I did buy some ice cream bars. And I said to Bridget, the videographer I'm working with, we have to eat these really fast because they're not going to stay frozen. And she didn't believe me. She said, no, it's cold. I said, it has to be 0 or ice cream won't stay cold. And lo and behold, it's so warm, it doesn't even stay on the stick.
Now, the store will remain open throughout the repairs. Police tell us they are still looking for those 8 suspects. Reporting live in Southwest Atlanta, Angelique Proctor, Fox 5 News.
Angelique, thanks. Next at noon.
2 St. Thomas students struck by a hit-and-run driver before the holidays. They still got a long way to go in their recovery, but they're not going it alone. How their friends are all helping in for them tonight.
Although we have a snow day here for a lot of kids, they cannot be out in these sub-zero wind chills. Megan, back to you.
All right, so if they're canceling the train, does that mean that you and I are having another night in bed together? That's a long story.
Oh, my goodness. I have no words, except that we're going to be on YouTube in a few minutes.
The only reason I said it is because during Hurricane Sandy, there were no hotel rooms, and Janice and I shared a hotel room so that there were enough rooms for all of the people on air.
I'm happy to say you're the only female I've ever shared a bed with.
Well, there you go. Thank you for sharing and overshadowing. See you, hon.
I don't hear anything.
And then over here, we're waiting for those pipes to burst.
Yeah, I don't know if they...
What will it look like, though, real quick?
It'll look like something like, oh, jeez. That's why you wear the safety glass.
When the weather gets cold, you and I put on jackets and we bump up the heat in our homes to be comfortable, to brace ourselves against the frigid temperatures. But what about UNA's Leo and Una, who...
He says what you're doing is you're doing down the departmental spending because you need to find deeper cuts in spending in government departments. So in real terms, that means spending on things like schools, on hospitals. I might give up on that.